Hello everyone! Today we're making a very delicious cucumber appetizer. I would say it's like a cucumber salad, just with large chunks like this. With this recipe, you'll simply forget about pickling cucumbers in any way. It's a very quick, simple and hassle-free recipe. Incredibly tasty, you'll love it. This recipe can be eaten right after it cools down well, but usually in the morning, or leave it in the cupboard for the winter. It's absolutely delicious, indeed inexpensive, and you get a lot without any hassle. So, this recipe is prepared very easily, quickly, and without any fuss. You can keep it for the winter, or you can start eating it in a day. So, in one pot, I use a 9-liter pot. I immediately make it for 3 kilos of cucumbers, just so that once you start, in an hour and a half, it's all done 1, 2, and I have several jars ready. I pour water and 9% vinegar into the pot, like this, together. I also add a cup of sugar and a cup of vegetable oil. I pour one, I add the other. Salt. So, for salt, I use rock salt, not extra fine, so you don't over-salt. And 2 types of ketchup, 250 grams each. 250 grams of chili ketchup from any brand you like. And regular ketchup, here we call it camp style, a tasty ketchup, like for barbecue. We add everything here and mix it. This is the marinade, which is completely, you could say, ready. Now the cucumbers go in here, everything will simmer, and then distribute into jars like this, quickly, simply, without much fuss. You know, no need for any super duper preparations. The main thing is to follow the recipe and put all the proportions correctly. We mix everything just like this. See, as you can clearly see, we've mixed it, and this is how much marinade we have. Set it aside nearby and immediately right here. Now I will cut the cucumbers and immediately send them right away without any delay. I take these nice beautiful ones, wash them very carefully and thoroughly, cut off the ends on both sides of each cucumber, and now cut the cucumber into 4 equal and even parts. And if they are quite large like mine, you can cut them in half in order to make it much easier to fit them in the jar, so that the maximum possible number of cucumbers fits in the jar. If your cucumbers are small, just cut them into 4 parts. And still, if your cucumbers are indeed wilted and don't look particularly good, soak them in cold water for 3 to 4 hours to freshen them up. You can fill the sink and close the drain, or use some container, and then the cucumbers will be nice and green with bumps. Well, this is just in case you bought cucumbers the day before yesterday and didn't have time to prepare them. Transfer the chopped cucumbers right here into the container, into the pot. Look, it takes literally 5 minutes. The cucumbers are chopped. Now we'll start cooking everything, and I'll explain how to prepare the jars. Now, all of this needs to be mixed well. I first set it on high heat so that it starts to warm up and bubble. Then I reduce the heat to medium or slightly below medium, and it cooks for 25 minutes with the lid closed. That's all there is to the preparation. See, it's all easy and simple. There's no need to add anything during the process. Look, we mix it like this. The cucumbers will release their juice. That's it. We cover it and forget about it until it starts to warm up. And then, when you see it bubbling a little, I set the timer for 25 minutes and wait for it to start bubbling. Look, in just about 7 minutes, there's already more juice. See how much liquid there is? I mix everything again. I set the timer for 25 minutes, or note the time, cover with a lid, and forget about them. I use jars with screw caps. It's the fastest way. Like these, I buy the lids, wash the jars, and simply boil a kettle of water and rinse the jars with boiling water. That's it, and pour boiling water over the lids. I don't sterilize. Just pour boiling water into the jars, pour it out, dry jars, clean washed. That's it. And that's all the preparation. I peeled about 12-13 cloves of garlic, which is about 2 heads. Now I will press them like this with a garlic press. If you prefer less garlic, you can add less, 3-4 heads. Oh, heads. I mean cloves. Some people just for the aroma. I love garlic, so I add a lot. So look, all of this was cooked for 25 minutes. Now we add the garlic here. Mix with the garlic and leave it under a closed lid for another 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, we'll be sealing it. Look at how much brine we have. An interesting, tasty marinade. Now all of this will simmer with the garlic. Oh, the aroma from the garlic is immediate. Just an unreal clap. for another 10 minutes. And we'll be sealing it. See how indeed very quick and simple it is. Well, 25 plus 10, that's 35 minutes and 10 minutes. I probably sliced the cucumbers for about 10 minutes while washing them all, and the jars, well, in total, at most an hour. That's if you walk from the table to the sink in the kitchen for an hour and everything is ready. So look, I take a ladle, I move it here, the jars, I place the jar on a plate, like this, as close to the stove as possible. That's all. Now, pour it in along with the liquid, like this. Just like that. There should be enough liquid to cover all the cucumbers. That's all. Like this. Now, take the lid. Screw it on. It's hot. Hold the jar, screw it on. Well, that's basically it. Turn it over. All done. The jars are ready. That's how I pour and seal with lids. I don't hide them under something warm, like a blanket. I just leave them on the kitchen table until they cool completely. These jars are simply stored in a cupboard. So from 3 kilograms of cucumbers, I got 3 half-liter jars, 1 650 ml, and 1 1-liter jar. That's my, so to speak, strategic reserve. Tomorrow, in a day, they can already be eaten. I'll open 1 jar to go with some mashed potatoes and a cutlet. Everything will be delicious, and the rest can be put away on the shelf. And it will be stored for the winter, making a tasty preserve. Or eat them. In a day, they can already be eaten. If you want, you don't have to seal them. That's how it all brewed up. Transfer it into some container or bowl, and after it cools down, put it in the fridge and eat, enjoy. Just 3 kilos of cucumbers. They need to be eaten within a few days so that they don't sit open in the fridge. Well, in general, that's a tasty recipe. Let's wait and try it in a day to see how it turned out. I opened the first jar. I literally made it yesterday. Now it has steeped, cooled down, and is ready to eat. You can leave these jars in the cupboard and store them for winter, or you can eat them right now. Very quick and simple. There are a lot of cucumbers here. I packed the jars really well. Guys, give it a try. Now I'll put a little on a plate to show you how it looks. I got this recipe from my friend Svetlana. We were visiting her. I said, Sveta, give me the recipe, give it, because it's very delicious. Svetlana's recipe is simply superb. I recommend it to everyone. I couldn't help but share it with you. This is how much sauce you get for mashed potatoes or pasta. It's just perfect. This is how the cucumbers turn out. They're spicy or crunchy and marinated all at the same time. It's very tasty. Be sure to try it. Write how it turned out for you. I'm waiting for your photos on Instagram. Bon appetit to everyone. Be sure to save at least a couple of jars for New Year. Why not? That's all. Thanks for your recipes. You are awesome. Like and share this video. Subscribe to my channel. Kisses. Love you. Bye.